Hello, and welcome back to Let's Play Tales of the Neon Sea. With me, Demonox. When we last left off, we went looking for BBX robo parts after we broke him. Tried to scrounge him out of the house. And then we found Mrs. Penny. She's been murdered. We investigated. Cute. Cool. Clues and deduction. Every clue you find on your case is just like a gear in a watch. Once you have found every clue and correctly combined them, the gears will mesh, and you discover the truth. When you collect enough clue gears, deduce the meaning of them all here. Only when all clue gears are placed in the correct spots can you solve the case. No, that's wrong. No. Mesh failed, so at the moment, I'll put you there for now. Can't reset the gears because I don't have enough pieces. Time to investigate. Media search. Suspect stole the jewelry, moved the body, and tried to cover the trace with a blanket. Some marks extend all the way up from the corpse under the dumpster. I'll need to move it to find out more. Clear traces of dragging on the ground, surrounded by footmarks. Judging from the footfalls, the person was thin in stature. Oh yeah. The indications of dragging along the ground near the corpse until its footprints. The marks on the ground continue in this direction. I should follow them. The marks lead all the way to this dumpster. Hey there, little fatty. It's time to wake up. He's sleeping too soundly. I need something to distract him. The truck is blocking the way. That's a truck. I follow billboard sign. Cat food. The favorite food of cats everywhere. Oof, it smells funky. Finally get up, big boy. There's a new dent on the steel lid, which must have been caused by the heavy object falling onto it. Yeah. It's a two-story drop. With a fresh dent on the lid of the dumpster, it's likely the result of a heavy object falling from above, because this dent will have been made by... So yeah, if it fell from there, went bonk, and drag. Cute. Okay, the teeth don't measure up 100%, but they do move. That measures up nicely. Okay, down and dumpster lid, fresh down. Above. So that is a big one, so that's gotta go somewhere with a lot of room. I won't go there because it's too big. There would work though. Dragging the ground, so whatever happened, first stage autopsy, she was... We need more pieces. Dragging starts from here with most traces nearby, and these footprints belong to the same person. going to be in here. Both areas are surrounded by the same footprints. It looks like this person hung around for a long time. Investigation is almost complete. Let's see if we can reconstruct the case. Because unless you go up and actually investigate the actual scene, the actual crime scene, then yeah, you're never gonna. Okay, first stage autopsy footprints. Okay, the metal dented dumpster lid. It fell out and went bonk. That fits in there nicely. Then that. I'm gonna start the watch. Time up. About 9 PM yesterday, Miss Perry fell straight onto the dumpster from above, leaving a dent on the lid. Not long after, a thief appeared and skulked around the corpse for quite some time. He or she hesitated, but decided to steal from the body in the end. After that, the corpse was dragged from that trash pile, covered with garbage bags, knocking up traces of marks that were left behind. Judging from the time of death and the time of the theft, as well as the thief's behavior at the crime scene, the thief is unlikely to be the murderer. That person was possibly attracted here by the sound of the fall. Yeah, that would make sense. If he heard a bong, and came peeking, 4 hours, it's like, oh. If it had been a thing, then the theft would have occurred almost simultaneously with the murder. 4 hours is a long time, and the fact he was skulking around, pacing back and forwards for a long time, means that he was unsure what to do with himself. The thief committed the theft on impulse, after seeing the valuables on the deceased. The deceased fell down from her own apartment. I might be able to find out why Miss Perry was killed if I investigate the Sephora apartments. Ah, and the police are here. Have they finally arrived? Oh, Rod, what are you doing here? I thought you'd be putting your feet up on that new lieutenant's desk of yours. Well, I'm a detective, but I've worked so I know the police roared off by heart from the old days. Ha! And why would I have guessed that you would be the one who reported the crime? It's been a while. I don't know why I've given you an Irish accent. Oh, my bad Irish accent, I say. I'm going for this one instead. Well, since you're already here, a big shot with time on his hands, like you, would have figured out who'd committed the murder by now. Care to enlighten me? I know what happened after the fact. Sir, the crime scene is under control. What are your instructions? Carl, come over here. I'd like you to meet the famous Rex. He was on the force too. Where have I heard that name before? Oh yes, you're the renegade. You're regarded as some kind of hero around the station. I thought personally I'm not impressed by what I read in the history books. Carl! Yeah. It's okay, Rod. Oh, don't find him, Rex. Tell it. What's you found? Well, first off, I actually know the deceased. She used to be a friendly face in the neighborhood before her husband died. But as for tonight, this is what I believe happened. So I think our next course of action should be to investigate Mrs. Perry's home in the Sephora apartments. I apologize in advance if you feel offended, but I think your reasoning is based on unreliable assumptions. No, the body fell out of the window approximately 20 hours ago. 4 hours later, approximately 4 hours later, someone came along, and if it was a murderer, he wouldn't just go, oh. He would come down immediately. Actually, no, he would have thrown the body in the dumpster. He'd have killed the old lady, and if he was looking for a good place, he'd have come down, propped the dumpster lid open, and then threw her out so she landed in the dumpster. Close the lid, body's gone. And no one would be none the wiser. It was too badly decomposed to see anything. I believe the right thing to do is to follow the actual clues, like the stolen jewellery. No, that's a silly thing to do. She wasn't murdered here. The fact she fell from a great height means that she fell from a great height. She landed on here. So the primary crime scene is somewhere higher. If her apartment can be traced to over the dumpster and line up with the dumpster, even if any one of her windows lines up that dumpster, then she died in her apartment and was lobbed out the window. I'm not interested in your big-time detective nonsense. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to get back to the crime scene. Carl, his temper gives me a headache sometimes. Right, shall we find the apartment now? I trust you over the numpty who just left the room. Hey, that's probably not even Irish. I just want to give him an Irish name. It was the first thing that came to mind. Propaganda denies the social identity of robots and suggests expelling the smart robots. People have started to advertise the no-robot lifestyle in the hope that they can drive robots out of human civilization by denying their individuality. Though it has been many years since the turmoil of the human-robot war, many people still believe this. Ah, thank God Carl's not on the screen yet. Ah, poor Mrs. Perry, the landlord of Sephora Apartments, an old-fashioned apartment building with comfortable rooms and reasonable rent. She always feeds the street cats, resulting in the rise of cat activity in the neighbourhood. She sometimes feels bad for her neighbours because of this. Yeah, but if they like cats too, then, you know, a lot of cats, there's, you know, animals and all that lot. But at the same time, if there's more cats in the area, there's less rats. Rats tend not to play in the same playground where cats run around. Right. Rex was chief back when he was on the force. He is a good man, but he has trouble getting promotions due to his distaste for kissing the butt of his superior. Excellent. That right there, unless you're the bad guy in this game, that is the sort of policeman you want. Someone who's more interested in doing the job than kissing up to his superiors. Ah. The deceased person, Mrs. Perry, human female, 155, height more than 70 years old, widowed, unemployed, owner of the Sephora Apartments, well off, feeding the street cats as a habit. Body condition, late rigor mortis period, after death trauma to the face, earlobes and wrists, bludgeoning to the head was decided to be a fatal wound. Crime scene situation, a 70-meter long and 35 centimeter at the widest part, rubbing strip mark on the ground, filth and lichen was seen to have destroyed the ground, sedimentation. A small amount of blood can be seen on the rubbing marks. There's also no marks of wheels or similar vehicle transports. Initial investigation results. 1. Time of death is around 20 to 26 hours ago. The reason of death is insufficient blood supply to the brain. 2. As there are no clues indicating the back alley to be the murder crime scene, it is assumed the body was dumped here after death. The deceased was wearing pajamas, so it's quite likely she had been killed at home. It suggests the deceased room to be investigated. 3. From analysing the rigor mortis markings, someone must have taken the jewellery away from the dead. Comparing the separate rigor mortis areas, the jewellery had been stolen 7 to 10 hours after she was killed. 14 to 17 hours before the body was discovered. 4. There are lots of footprints around the trash pile. The footprints indicate the owner was a male, about 165 centimeters tall, humped, leaning to the left slightly. 45 to 50-year-old, 35 to 45 in weight, kg weight. He had stolen at least 3 pieces of jewellery and is likely to be selling them them soon. He suggests the police search the monitor black at the black market nearby. Yeah, well, now we'll actually catch him. Let's go. Nice lady. Ah, are you Mr. Rex? My name's Catherine, and I'm a big fan of yours. Can you please give me some advice? Yes, stop stuttering. Some advice? Well, this might not be the best time. No. I'm so sorry. I still need to make notes. I'll ask you for advice again later. Hey Elizabeth, why are you here? What's that on you? Are the street cats bullying you? Oh, poor Elizabeth. This child knows that white cat. Maybe she can tell us something. Hey, little friend. What's your name? Hello, sir. My name's Alice. You know this cat? Of course, I know her. She's the prettiest cat of them all. And Miss Perry simply adores her. Meow meow. Do you know which apartment Miss Perry lives in? I need to visit her. Yes, I do. She lives in the number 10303, right under my place. Thank you for the information, kid. I'm not going. We finish our investigation here. Let's leave the rest to the car and check out the victim's home. Are you ready to go upstairs now, sir? Hold on a second, I don't want... Come with me when you're ready. Tell you're following me. It's not the other way around. Okay, there's no new bits on here. Okay, I don't think there's any more details in this area. Yep, are you ready? Are you ready? Yes. Let's go now, sir. Oh, I don't think these old legs like to climb the stairs. She's got the power. Now this is inside the building, so Miss Perry must have been one of his supporters because this poster is in pristine condition. Okay, we're on the left. Bing. We're not walking up all the stairs. Miss Perry lives on the first floor. Can you hit the button? No. No. Alright, I'll walk over. Floor 1, 2, 3. Oh, this one's scratched out. We are going to Miss Perry's place. Don't press the... Oh, never mind. Go there quick. Wrong button. I can't, we got there faster than I thought. It's 303, so... Just check down here, just in case there's an icon, a little bit of fanny to look at. Trash in the corner. Yeah. 301. Excuse me, what happened? We need to ask you some questions. How was your relationship with Miss Perry? Did she have any friends or enemies? Well, other than some unpleasantness with the street steakhouse at the entrance of the alley regarding street cats, Miss Perry got along with everyone, with most people. She loves entertaining children at her place, and the children loved her. Oh right, she also had hated robots. We need to ask you some questions. Did you hear anything unusual between 12 PM and 11 PM yesterday? That should be the other way around. That should be the other way around. You should be asking between 11 and 12, because no point asking the date of max than the previous. We went shopping after having lunch and didn't return until 10 PM. We don't know what happened. That's right. I saw a robot in front of the apartment 303 when I left home yesterday. I don't know what it was here for. Thanks. We have all the information we need. Sorry for taking your time. The timing's weird. 302. Go next door, so the best person to ask. Officer, I didn't do anything wrong with her. Relax, we just need to ask some questions. Okay. What did you do yesterday? Did you hear anything unusual while you were home? I slept all day yesterday. I heard the sounds of cats and children when I woke up in the afternoon. I thought Miss Perry had some children over at her place, so I didn't pay too much attention to it. Relax with the answer questions. Gumshoe time. I like this sort of stuff. Did you often chat with Miss Perry? What did you know about her? Miss Perry was a loner. She didn't talk to other people much. She took care of the cats, street cats though, and gave them food. The people from the steakhouse in the alley wanted to discuss the matter of the street cats with her, but Miss Perry didn't want to talk to them. Oh, thank you very much. We have all the information we need. Sorry for taking up your time. And I do apologize if none of you people can't understand a word I'm saying. Okay. I'm going to call that here. When we come back, we shall go in to the apartment and start our CSIing. Again, I think all this should be a system that gets given to people, actual police people. Little onboard monitor thingies for their heads, or face headsets that they can put on. I mean, given today's technology, we should be able to cobble together something. I mean, you got VR headsets and whatnot. You should be able to cobble together something that does various, flicks through the various light spectrums. So they don't have to carry torches everywhere. So it's much harder to sneak up on somebody if they're literally just looking and the entire room's lit up for them. But anyway, that's all for next time. So until then, I'll catch you all later. See ya.